So you're starting to build up, and you're
Right,
moving kilos. Do you remember how
right.
much your biggest single kilo pickup was?
Yeah, well, it's you got different times where you get 100 here, 100 there. You know what I'm saying? 200. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you want to keep it where you could move it. You know what I'm saying? You can move it and you don't really want to run up a tab too big where you can't pay it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you might get 300, 500. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, moving around. Back and then. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when you do the math, you know what I'm saying, a lot of that money go out. So when you're moving around and by the quickest go out and come in, you know what I'm saying, you take losses, all that. So, I really never, I had money everywhere, at a time.
Okay. So you were saying you were getting up to 500 kilos at a time?
Yeah, back in the days, back in the days, you get a screen here, a screen there, because you go in different places, you know what I'm saying? And you moving them different ways, you know what I'm saying? And then you got other partners that I'm linked up with, they doing their thing, we doing our separate thing.
Well, you're building up and you're making millions of dollars
Yeah,
and you got all the jewelry and all the cars and
yeah,
you're hanging with Mike Tyson.
yeah,
But in the back of your mind, you're realizing that all this is illegal.
right.
And do you start to see people around you get busted?
Yeah, well, anytime, you know what I'm saying, anytime you into that environment, it's gonna always be somebody that get pinched or get busted, you know what I'm saying? And in the back of your mind, you don't never think it's you, because like I was explaining to you, things go so fast at a time, you know what I'm saying? You never thinking about that, you know what I'm saying? You never think, it's just like you could know something gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? And you kind of like put it on the back burner. It's unavoidable. You know what I'm saying? And it's no way you can really avoid that. And you got guys that beat their hearts, but them millions and one hearts, ain't too many, beating them hearts. But you got guys that never had no problem. They get away.
Okay. Now, leading up to 1991,
Yeah.
you have a child at this point, right?
Yeah, I got kids at that point. Like I was saying, I was moving real fast. I got at that time when I at 91 when I got knocked out, I had like 5 kids.
Okay. Well, what are the ages of the kids at that point?
Five. They like babies. 5, 3, 2, 1.
So here you are, you're touching millions of dollars, you have 5 kids.
Right.
Do you start to think, maybe I could just take this money, put it into some legitimate businesses, some car washes, some apartment
Right.
complexes,
Right.
something, and just walk away from it and
Right.
give my plug to someone else
Right.
for a dollar amount and then just ride off into the sunset?
Right. But at the time, you know what I'm saying. I was right before I got caught up. I was in the transition of making that move. I had a record back then. I just had started a record. Right before I got locked up, I had a record company. Me, Clay D, Beatmaster Clay D, and Raheem. We had did a song, "Shake Them Titties." So I was in the midst of doing stuff like that, and I had a store. I had property. But like I said, when things, when it all come down, and you have to get, you got to get different things. You got to get the way you have to move back then. You really don't really own none of that stuff because you can't account for it. So when it go bad, everything go this way, that way. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. So then in 1991, you get busted.
right,
I guess there were 2 informants that were
yeah,
working
yeah,
against you.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. These were guys that you were close to?
Yeah, yeah, not really. One guy just did a favor for, you know what I'm saying, and the other guy was pretty close to it. He's like a driver. Yeah, and they turned all both, they turned it for him. And then, the guy that one of the formers, the guy that played up under him was an informer. So you know what I'm saying. So it was just like a trick, a domino effect. And you know what? I can tell you this here, this case the case that that I got knocked off in for it really wasn't even my case. It was target for another little homeboy of mine, and I wind up stepping into it, just doing a favor. Not really. It wasn't even a case that they was really investigating me.